You know, there's this secret rhythm hiding in plain sight in the English language. It's a rule you probably use every single day without even thinking about it. And it's all about something called compound adjectives.
So, have you ever stopped to wonder about this? It's a classic. We say it's a high-level meeting, but then we'll also say the meeting is high-level. Same exact words, right? But they sound totally different. So what's the deal?
Well, the answer to that little puzzle is a neat little thing called a compound adjective. And trust me, once you see the super simple rule behind it, you're going to start hearing this pattern absolutely everywhere.
Okay, so what on earth is a compound adjective? Don't let the fancy grammar name fool you. It's really simple. It's just when we take two or more words, like high and level, and squish them together so they act as one single description. They team up to become one idea.
And this isn't just some random theory. As the source material here shows, there's a very clear, very simple rule that tells us how to say these words. And it all comes down to where we put the emphasis, the stress.
To make this crystal clear, let's come up with a little analogy. We're going to call it the Lego block rule. It's a really great way to picture exactly what's happening. All right, first up, rule number 1, the connected block.
So this first rule kicks in only when that compound adjective comes right before the thing it's describing. The position is everything here.
Just listen to this example. It's a part-time job. You can totally hear that punch on the first word, can't you? Part-time.
Okay, this is where our Lego analogy comes into play. Because the words part-time come before job, they get fused together into one solid hyphenated Lego block. And that stress on the first word, that part, that's the click. It's the sound of that adjective block snapping right onto the noun it belongs to.
And that brings us to rule number 2, the separated bricks.
So what happens when those exact same words come after the noun they're describing, when they're not directly attached anymore?
Now listen to the difference. The job is part-time. See, the punch is gone, the stress is gone. The two words just kind of float there with equal weight.
And here's the other half of our Lego analogy. In this case, part and time are just two separate little bricks. There's no hyphen acting like glue holding them together. And because they aren't snapping directly onto a noun in front of them, you don't need that click of stress.
Putting them side by side like this really makes it obvious. On the left, before the noun, you get the stressed, hyphenated, part-time job. On the right, after the noun, it just becomes the job is part-time. No stress, no hyphen. So here's the big takeaway. The hyphen and the stress are a team, and they only show up for work when the adjective is directly connected to the noun it's describing.
So why is this cool? Well, because understanding this gives you a new kind of language superpower. You can literally hear the underlying structure of English in a way you couldn't before.
Well, let's just run through a couple more just so you can really hear it. A fast food restaurant, but that restaurant is fast food. A long-term plan, but the plan is long-term. A well-known author, but the author is well-known. And of course, back to where we started, a high-level meeting, but the meeting is high-level. See? The pattern just works every single time.
So the big idea here is that this isn't just some boring old grammar rule. It's actually part of the music of the language. And once you know it's there, you can finally hear that rhythm clearly.
So, we'll leave you with a little challenge. Now that you can hear this hidden rule, what other invisible grammar patterns are out there, just waiting for you to notice them in everyday conversation? It's kind of fun to listen for them.